Hey guys, what's up? KandE Productions here, or Irritating Bean. I got a new game for you. Hopefully this will be a series. I just picked this up on a Steam Midweek Madness sale, 75% off the whole Mount and Blade Warband series. It unfortunately ended this past Thursday, so you can't pick it up either, but the game is still relatively cheap, and I recommend you picking it up. My brother played this game a bit. I have not yet, so I'm going to be bringing you through a new game, and it is going to be new for me too. First, a little bit about the game. This is published by Paradox Interactive and made by an indie developer. I think Tail Worlds or something like that. Mount and Blade is their only game series. It's their only games. There is Mount and Blade 1, which was a good game, but we haven't played yet, but it came with the Steam Summer Sale. We got all three of the games, plus the DLC for this one, Mount and Blade Warband, which is considered the best out of the three, and it's also the second one. And the DLC adds guns to this game, although I am not going to play the DLC right now, just vanilla. There's also apparently a huge modding community. I will check that out at some point. And the third in this series, which came out last year, 2011, Mount and Blade Fire and Sword, that started with guns and everything, and they said it wasn't quite as good as this game, although it did have some big improvements. This being made by an indie developer, it is lacking in a few areas, such as graphics and stuff, but they are by no means bad, really. It still looks good. So yeah, I guess I'll jump into it. I do have graphics and everything set to full. Start a new game. You can give orders to your party while in battle. Cool. Welcome, adventurer, to Mount and Blade Warband. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. Remember that in the traditional medieval society depicted in the game, war and politics are usually dominated by male members of the nobility. That does not, however, mean that you should not choose to play a female character, or one who is not of noble birth. Male nobles may have a somewhat easier start, but women and commoners can attain all of the same goals, and in fact may have a much more interesting, if more challenging, early game. So that's kind of an interesting way to set game difficulty, I guess. Select your character's gender. They did say male is easier, and for YouTube recording purposes, I'll go male. You were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was an impoverished noble, a traveling merchant, a veteran warrior, a hunter, a steep nomad. Steep, like that's like a land area, or a thief. I heard these do change your stats up. Like each one has different bonuses. Like hunter will give you better archery. I'll go with a veteran warrior. As a child, your family scrabbled out a meager living from your father's wages as a guardsman to the local lord. It was not an easy existence, and you were too poor to get much of an education. You learned mainly how to defend yourself on the streets with or without a weapon in hand. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as a page at a nobleman's court, a craftsman's apprentice, a shop assistant, a street urchin. It's like a gang, kind of. Or a stepchild. Let's go with a craftsman apprentice. As a boy growing out of childhood, you apprenticed with a local craftsman to learn a trade. After years of hard work and study under your new master, he promoted you to journeyman and employed you as a fully paid craftsman for as long as you wished to stay. Then, as a young adult, life changed, as it always does. You became a squire, a troubadour, a university student, a goods peddler, a smith, or a game poacher. Squire would be cool. I don't exactly know what a troubadour is. University student, education, blah blah blah, whatever. Goods peddler. Let's go with the smith, because that's kind of the vibe I've been getting so far from my choices. Though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way you had become a man, and the whole world seemed to change around you. You pursued a career as a smith, crafting items of function and beauty out of simple metal. As time wore on, you became a master of your trade, and fine work started to fetch fine prices. Ooh. With food in your belly and logs on your fire, you could take pride in your work and your growing reputation. But soon everything changed, and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you make this decision? What made you take this decision was personal revenge, the loss of a loved one, wanderlust, being forced out of your home, lust for money and power. Loss of a loved one always makes a good story. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. All you can say is that you couldn't bear to stay, not with the memories of those you loved so close and so painful. Perhaps your new life will let you forget or honor the name that you can no longer bear to speak. Become an adventurer and ride to your destiny. Boom. What will the game's saving policy be? Realistic, no quitting without saving. Allow me to quit without saving. Allow me to quit without saving if I want to. Because, Now it's your name, and distribute your attribute, skill, and weapon points. You can click on various elements on the screen to learn how each one will affect your character. Cool. Let's see. Name. Ooh, I had an idea. What was I going to go with? Let's see, I'll just go with KandE for purposes of our video. Here, attribute points for strength. Every point adds +1 to hit points. The following skills cannot be developed beyond 1 out of 3 of strength: Iron Flesh, Power Strike, Power Throw, Power Draw. Agility. Each point gives 5 weapon points and slightly increases movement speed. The following skills cannot be developed beyond 1/3 of agility: Weapon Master, Shield Athletics, Riding, Horse Archery, and Looting. Intelligence. Every point to intelligence immediately gives 1 extra skill point. The following skills cannot be developed beyond 1/3 of intelligence: Trainer, Tracking, Tactics, Pathfinding, Spotting, Inventory Management, Wound Treatment, Surgery, First Aid, Engineer, Persuasion. Holy cow, that's a lot of abilities. Charisma. Each point increases your party size limit by +1. The following skills cannot be developed beyond 1/3 of Charisma: Prisoner Management, Leadership, and Trade. That is good. And it starts at 9 for me, so I think I'm good with that. I think I'm good with Strength for now. Do I want Intelligence? It automatically gives me another one of these if I take Intelligence. Let's start. Whoops, I hit the mic. Let's start with Agility. I'll tie it with the rest and put 1 more into. Oh, is that too? Whatever. Okay. Iron Flash. Each point to this skill increases hit points by 2. Each point to the skill increases melee damage by 8%. Each point to the skill increases throwing damage by 10%. Lets characters use more powerful bows. Each point to the skill up to 4+ power draw requirement of the bow. Increases bow damage by 14%. Makes it easier to learn weapon proficiency and increases the proficiency limits. Limits go as 60, 100, 140, 180, 220, 260, 300, 340, 380, and 420. Shield reduces damage to shields by 8% per skill level and improves shield speed and coverage. Athletics improves your running speed. Ooh, that's good actually. Riding enables you to ride horse, is of higher difficulty levels, and increases your riding speed and maneuver. Horses are amazing in this game. Horse archery reduces damage and accuracy penalties for archery and throwing from horseback. I know there are also speed penalties and bonuses while riding horses. For how fast you're going, you can do more damage. Looting. This skill increases the amount of loot obtained by 10% per skill level. Looting is good. Trainer. Every day, each hero with this skill adds some experience to every other member of the party whose level is lower than his or hers. Experience gained goes as 0, 4, 10, 16, 23, 30, 38, 46, 55, 65, 80. Tracking. Tracks become more informative. Oh, that's on the world map. You go around to different places as almost like an icon on your horse, and you can see everybody else's icons like NPCs, and they can come up and attack you. If you meet, it starts a battle. And tracking, you can see recent tracks of other people have gone by in that area. Tactics. Every 2 levels of this skill increases starting battle advantage by 1. Ooh. Pathfinding. Party map. Yeah, party map speed is increased by 3% per skill level. That's good. You move on the map, which I was just talking about, faster. So you can run away and catch people easier. Spotting. Party seeing range is increased by 10% per skill level. Inventory management increases inventory capacity by +6 per skill level. Ooh. Wound treatment. Party healing speed is increased by 20% per level of this skill. Surgery. Each point to this skill gives a 4% chance that a mortally struck party member will be wounded rather than killed. That's good, because if they're killed, you lose your party members, which you have to buy and feed and pay maintenance for. But if they're wounded, you can just heal them up after the battle. They might get like knocked unconscious during the battle, and then they won't be able to fight. But you'll still get them back after the end of the battle. You have to stay at like a town or something, heal up, stuff like that. First aid. Heroes regain 5% per skill level of hit points lost during mission. Okay. Engineer. This skill allows not enough intelligence to learn this skill. Oh, okay. This skill allows you to construct siege equipment and fief. Is that what that says? Fief improvements more efficiently. Persuasion. This skill helps you make other people accept your point of view. It also lowers the minimum level of relationship you need to get NPCs to do what you want. That can actually go a long way, I'm pretty sure. Prisoner management. Every level of this skill increases the maximum number of prisoners by 5. This is good because just like how your guys can go unconscious instead of dying, you can knock opponents unconscious, and then at the end of the battle they'll give up to you, and you can take them prisoner and then sell them or hire them. But if you hire them, there is a chance that they'll run away, stuff like that. So selling them is just plain better. You get money, blah blah blah. Leadership. Every point increases maximum number of troops you can command by 5. Increases your party morale and reduces troop. Ooh, seriously? That's amazing. Trade. Every level of this skill reduces your trade penalty by 5%. I have no idea what a trade penalty is. Okay, so I have 7. Let's put 1 in there. Starting off with melee is good. Weapon master, sure. Shield, yes. Athletics, yes. I won't start with a horse. Looting, that'll be good for starting, right? Tactics. Now, I don't need some inventory management and stuff right away. Let's go. I won't need leadership right away. So let's go first aid, maybe? What? Or tactics. Every 2 levels now. Heroes regain 5% skill level. No, only heroes. Okay, I'm taking a while. Let's go. Ooh, everyone levels up quicker that way. Let's go with that then. And then proficiencies: one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons, polearms, archery, crossbows, throwing. I don't think I'll get into throwing. Crossbows deal more damage than bows, but take longer to reload, quite a lot longer. Polearms, long, two-handed. Are they two-handed always? Yeah, I think so. Long weapons, farther range, blah blah. Good against horses. Two-handed weapons, big swords, slower swinging. And one-handed weapons, yeah, swords and stuff like that fit in one hand, and then you can have a shield another. I think I want this up a bit. I've got a lot of points for this. Now, if I'm going to have one-handed weapons up, I don't want that up. Polearms, that's like two-handed also. So archery I'll increase, because I would rather have faster fire. Let's put it up a lot. Yay. Okay, done. Adjust your character's face using the buttons and the sliders to rotate the head, click on it, and drag the mouse. Yeah, pretty good customization for an indie game, right? Yeah. Okay, I don't like it when it's just buttons for a thing. Why is that changing more than just the skin? So I just have to pick a color, right? I'm only supposed to be looking at color in these. Yeah. I'll go with that. Beard. Of course, you have to have a beard in medieval times. Let's see. Oh! My brother just told me you can go forwards and backwards. See? That highlights forwards and backwards. Lots of beard options. I think it started over. Yeah. So that. Let's do that. No, I want some sort of chin hair too. Oh, now it's starting over? No, I don't remember seeing this. Okay, why does that look like that? It's all long and straight. Give me a goatee, but not like fineness. Yeah. Yeah. Cause that's hair, you know. Yeah, I wasn't going for an old looking guy. Why not that? Age in games you normally want to put all the way down. Just looks better. Hair color is a slider. So right there, I guess. Yeah, okay. I like that. Yeah, lots of options. I won't change any of them. Save time. This video is already like 17 minutes long. Okay, you hear about Calradia, a land torn between rival kingdoms battling each other for supremacy. A haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. In this land, which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally you hold the key to your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. Drawn by the stories you hear about Calradia and its kingdoms, you join a caravan to Praven in the kingdom of Swadia. This is where you choose where you start. Join a caravan to Ravaden in the kingdom of Vadgers. Join a caravan to Tolga in the Kurgit Khanate. I guess they have a different language, and that's why it's Kurgit. Take a ship to Sargoth in the kingdom of the Nords. Take a ship to Kala in the kingdom of the Rhodoks, and join a caravan to Shariz in the Serenid Sultanate. Let's see. I like K's. Okay, you came with a caravan crossing the mountains that border Calradia on the north and east, bringing spices from faraway lands to trade for wool and salt. The passes were still choked with snow, and it was hard going, but at last you crested a ridge and saw before you the Calradian steppes. On some hillsides the thin grass of spring was already turning yellow, but the lower slopes of the mountains were still a vibrant green. Herds of sheep and tawny steppe ponies drifted across them like clouds, testifying to the wealth of the Kurgit Khans. From time to time small groups of horsemen would follow your caravan from a distance, perhaps sizing up how well you could defend the wealth you carried. So it was with some relief that you saw the towers of Tolga rising up from the plains. You are exhausted by the time you find the inn in Tolga and fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden you hear a sound that stands the hairs of your neck on end, the rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. This does have a story. I don't know how good it is. I have a crossbow, which is not very good. I wanted normal archery. This is the inside of a town. This is with the graphics on full. Doesn't actually look that bad. Enter is aim. Moving W, A, S, and D. Jumping. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Okay. What button to change weapon? Scroll up. Okay. My brother just told me. Oh, take that. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, do I have blood on my hand? Yay. And down to put away and take out a shield. Okay. That's the scroll wheel, people, to change weapons. Just so you don't get caught off guard like I was. Oh. Are you alright? Well, I guess you're alive at any rate. I'm not sure that we can say the same for the other fellow. That's one less thief to trouble our streets at night, although heaven knows he won't be the last. Anyway, maybe you can help me with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. Left mouse button to continue. The merchant takes you to his house. Ooh. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while checking the street, and then finally, convinced you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. Oh. Or I have to go near him. And I'm standing by the door, not him. What the heck? That story lied. No, I don't want to punch. F. Okay. F to talk. F is the interact button. Okay. Now let me explain my proposition. We've always had brigands in the hills driven to banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wild and venturing into town, looking for unwary prey. The watch commander tells us it's because of all the fighting on the frontiers, fewer men to keep an eye on the streets, but I'm not sure what to make of that. It seems to me that the most logical explanation is that these bandits have an ally inside the walls who helps them enter unnoticed and helps them identify particularly tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my brother. I don't know what my brother was thinking, a lad from a prominent house, out alone after dark in times like these. Well, I suppose you were too. Well, you're a stranger here and didn't know how bad things have become. He had no such excuse, but he's family. So what can you do? If you don't protect your kin, then people will start thinking that you can't protect your investments either, and I can't have that. No doubt the gang will soon send word about a ransom, but I don't care to pay it. So here's my proposition. You look like you had a bit of experience with a blade, and more importantly, you must have a bit of fire in your belly, or you wouldn't be coming to KandE to seek your fortune. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small party, track down these bandits to their lair, teach them a lesson they won't forget, and get my brother back safe. In return, you'll earn my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? I am interested. This is the questing system. It's not much of a questing game like normal RPGs, but it's more free roam on the world map, attack people, build a party, and dominate. And you can eventually take over cities and stuff too. Okay, and my frame rate's running pretty good. You won't be able to do this by yourself though. If you try and take on the whole gang single-handedly, the hunter will become the hunted. I'll warrant. You'll first want to round up a group of volunteers. There's always a few lads in the villages around here looking for a bit of work. That's more interesting than tilling the soil or hauling water. They'll follow you if you pay. So, take this purse of $100. That is not much money. Consider it an advance on your reward. Go round to the villages and use the money to hire some help, or reckon that you need at least 5 men to take on these bandits. Ooh, that's me. Yay. Look at me. Very good, sir. I'll go collect some men from around the villages. Good. You can find me again in the tavern here in Tolga. After you've got your group together, then we'll speak about what we do next. You have taken your first quest. You may view your quest log by pressing Q anytime in the game. So let's Q real quick. Click on a link to view the notes. Boom. Collect 5 men. Okay. Game log, recent messages, game concepts, notes, which is one I'm at right now. Characters. Oh, dang. Yay, lots of characters. Those are actual people of interest. Yeah. Locations. Lots of locations. You can go into every single city in the game and walk around it like I just did. Or if you go to a city, you don't have to walk around it. Factions. I am... Yeah, this one. They put it on top for me. That's good. Oh, and I can learn about them. Lore! Lore! Yeah, lots of lore. No! Yeah, some... Yeah, okay, there's a little bit of lore in there. Not much, actually. And there's this one, in case you want to read these. You can pause the video, blah, blah, blah. Turn. Okay, so yeah. This has been a relatively long video. Press tab to leave now. Tab does lots of stuff. So yeah, this has been a relatively long video, over 25 minutes. I think I'm going to stop here, and if you want to see more of the game, like more of the actual combat and really cool mechanics, then stick around and watch the other parts when they come out. I definitely want to make this a series, continue it, probably a long series, because this game probably practically goes on for like ever. So yeah, and then I can also check out mods and the first and the second and the DLC. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, favorite, subscribe, and see you next time.